from the first time I saw ya. You were not like the others, a cool kind of melody. You rattled my cage without warning, kept it up right till the morning, a new kind of ecstasy. You found a different side of me, the one I'd like to be, a different side of me, yeah.
Hey friends, and welcome back. It seems like it's been so long since I've sat down and talked with you guys, done a voiceover, or even just talked really. The last couple of videos seems like I've just not really got to talk to you guys much. We had the twins' room reveal and they loved those, and then we had the gender reveal for the sweet baby girl, and that was the sweetest day. And thank you so much for the ones who left the sweetest comments. You guys made my day. I'm so excited, if you cannot tell, about this sweet baby girl and finally being able to say what it is, because I've almost slipped up so many times. But on this day, I was making all of those pink and blue shirts you seen down on the lake, so that's why you're going to see Heather a little more in the beginning than you see me. But we wanted to do something around this fireplace just to give it a different look. My parents want to keep the mantle, the wood color. They want to keep that original, so I was trying to talk them into painting that white, and my dad kind of was on board with it as he sees the wall color to this. And you guys can just let us know what you think and maybe try to talk my mom into it in the comments. She reads those. But stick around. This was a little out of the box for them, out of their comfort zone, but I told them if they didn't like it, I would take it down. I would redo it for them. So stick around. I'll explain to you what I did, how I did it, and if I would recommend you guys doing something like this to one of your walls.
I can feel that you're changing me. Day by day got me shedding skin. The layers are peeled away, got me moving through time and space. Your magic can't be erased, can't be erased. You found a different side of me, the one I'd like to be, a different side of me, yeah, yeah. You found a different side of me, like someone pretty neat, a different side of me, yeah, yeah.
I've been watching you for a while. I know you look at me the same way. You move up close but you don't speak. I have to look the other way. But curiosity is killing me. It gets the better part of me. Watching you, watching me, watching you, watching me. Yeah. One step away, I want you. I gotta know, I gotta know. One step away, I want you. Don't wait too long, don't wait too long. Baby, don't go and mess it up. No, we're closing in, we're so close to love. Yeah. I give you everything you want, babe. 'Cause I give you everything you want, babe. I give you everything you want, babe. You can't stop looking for.
I don't really know in what order most people paint their walls, but for me, it's easier for me to paint that white trim first. If I paint the wall first and then try to paint the trim, I make the biggest mess, but I can take that angled brush right up to that trim and do really well, so that's why I paint the trim first. There has been several comments saying that I am using the same colors. Why don't I change the colors up? It's always gray or black or, these same colors. And for one, it's not my house, so I can't necessarily walk in my parents' house and say, okay, I painted the last house gray, so we're going to paint these walls brown or purple or whatever. I can't do that. I have to ask them what they want. They are kind enough to let me walk in their home and do this and film it for them. And yes, they're getting their house painted and it needs it. But at the same time, it's their home, they live here, and I'm not going to paint their walls a color that they don't like. So they wanted a light gray. My dad has macular degeneration. We have to keep the walls pretty light because he has a hard time seeing, especially in a dark room. In the back part of this living room where this fireplace is, there's no light. there's no light fixture. There is a lamp, but it doesn't put off a lot of light. So I really wanted to keep it light back here, but I do choose a dark color to go around this fireplace. If you see the spot that Heather missed right there, there's probably about a 6 or 8 inch spot that she didn't paint up to that trim. It's because we were going to throw some wallpaper up there, and she almost had that painted, and I noticed, and I was like, Heather, I'm putting wallpaper up there. You don't have to paint that. So she almost had that done by the time I even noticed she was doing that. So that's why there's a little gap there, and she didn't finish painting that because it just wasn't necessary.
We're so dysfunctional, but still inseparable. Yeah, we just never get it right. You're playing games with me and my sympathy, but not enough to say goodbye.
Heather and I had went to Lowe's on this morning, and we were looking at peel and stick wallpaper. I had showed my mom all of the different designs, and Lowe's has so many options. They had probably 50 different patterns, different peel and stick wallpaper designs, colors, all that. So if you're looking for a peel and stick wallpaper and you don't want to order it and wait on it to get there, Lowe's is a good option. I've never really seen a lot at Home Depot, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right spot. They could possibly have it, I don't know, but I found more luck with Lowe's than at Home Depot. So when we were looking at wallpaper, I couldn't find a wallpaper that I liked that was going to play well off this light gray color. This light gray is in the color Hush, and it has a little bit of a blue tone to it. So I could not find anything that I thought would look good to go with that. While we were looking at wallpaper, I noticed on the bottom, laying underneath all of the peel and stick wallpapers, was textured paintable wallpaper. It's pre-pasted. I had never seen anything like that before. So when I started reading on the package about it, it was great for walls that have holes, cracks, any kind of imperfections. It's a thicker wallpaper, so it hides things like that. And it's paintable. So you can get different textures. There was beadboard, wallboard, not sure what you call that, but there was wood grain, shiplap, there was brick, board and batten. There was all kinds of different textures that you could get this wallpaper in, and I thought that would be the coolest thing. So I've never done anything like this before. I've never hung wallpaper that's pre-pasted. I've seen people do it. My grandmother used to wallpaper all the time. She was the best at it. I've seen people do it all the time. I've only used peel and stick myself. So this wallpaper said to submerge in cold water for 3 seconds and then hang. So I filled up my mom's bathtub. I put it in there 3 seconds, carried it in here, and it was way too wet. There was glue running everywhere. It was hard to get it to stay up. When I went to trim it along the edges, it was just tearing because it was just too wet. So what I did was I filled up a water bottle, a spray bottle, and I just sprayed the back of the next piece and got that really damp, and that was perfect. So if you're going to use this, you might want to try. Maybe I left it in there longer than 3 seconds, but I dipped it 1, 2, 3, pulled it out. It was just too wet for me to work with. But this, spraying the back of this, misting the back of this wallpaper, was the perfect solution for me. I hope that it works for you if you decide to do this. But I love trying new things out like this. You just never know what you're going to get. It could be a total flop. I mean, I was well prepared to take this down and to redo it, not knowing if they would like it or like the color that I chose to paint it or whatever. And I will say that it was pretty, just white. It really was. I wanted to work with this. I wanted to use this to give you guys some ideas as well. Just something different. I love different. I love outside of the box. Just, something different, like I said. But I got this in shiplap, and then I also bought the roll of brick. This was $24, and it does over double what the peel and stick wallpaper does. It was going to take 2 rolls. If I played it right, it was going to take 2 rolls. If I had to waste some wallpaper by matching up the lines, it was going to take 3 of the peel and stick. So that would have been $150. This roll was $24, and it did the fireplace, and I had almost half the roll left. So much cheaper option because we just bought a quart of paint, and that was $15. I'll show you the paint color, all that in just a minute. But I was so satisfied with this. I think it was a really good option just to give it a texture, to be able to paint with a texture, and just something different, just to change it up a little bit for you guys.
That was brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We could get back to this, catching up what we missed, or we could just relive that summer night. From all I can we can spend the firewood till it's end. Nobody's gonna force the morning light. We've got a fire in a tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids who left, get in trouble again. That star's got nothing on you. That one's brand new, still it's got nothing on you tonight. We've got a fire in the tent. It's 5:30 a.m. Let's be the kids.
I've been all around the world, every city, every place. Always been a restless girl, but now there's a wind of change. I've never ever felt this way. Longing for you, pick up the phone, catching a flight, I'm coming home, back to the place I've always known. Home, home. Seeing you soon, I gotta run. We're gonna have a lot of fun and spending this summer alone. I'm coming home.
I will say that my mom is very set in her ways. She likes what she likes. She doesn't like trying new things. She cannot envision what something different is going to look like. When I messaged her, yeah, that just fell on my head. When I messaged her from Lowe's and was like, hey, can I do something different? She was like, no. You have to send me a picture first. You have to tell me what you're going to do. I want to see it. I want to know. And I was like, just trust me. I promise if it's not what you like, if you don't like it, if it's not what you think, I'll take it down and I'll fix it exactly like it was before. Just trust me. She still at that point was like, no. So I was a little pouty about it. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just paint it and then I'll move along. And then she was like, well, what are you wanting to do exactly? And I was like, well, I've already bought it and I've already left. I'll just take it back. And she was like, no, just show me what you've got. So I had to pout a little bit just to kind of open her mind a little bit. And I know that sounds bad, but that is what I had to do. She had to leave and go get my sister. When she got back, I was finished with this. It was still wet, but it was painted, it was up, and she loved it. My dad liked it. I did ask if I could paint this mantle white, and they both wanted it to stay the color it was. So after looking around, their curio cabinets, all of their other little furniture, their end tables, things like that, are this color wood. So I was like, really, I should just probably leave it, because if I paint this white, I need to paint that white and so on and so on. And so I was just like, okay, it's okay.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me. That you only want me. Some kind of magic, you came into my life.
Like I said earlier, the hush gray that they painted their walls still gave off a little bit of a blue tone. So I was just going to work with it and play with it. So I wanted to do a dark blue around their fireplace. This is in the color Midnight Sky. I love it. One of the prettiest houses I've ever seen was on the beach, and it was this color siding with white shutters, and I think it is so pretty. I think I just like the contrast in general. I think I like a dark color with a really white trim. I think that just pops. The contrast is just on point. I even think a cabinet color would be pretty this color. Let me know what you think about that. But I think cabinets would be so pretty this color. My brother wants his whole kitchen redone, okay? Counters and everything. So he was looking at some white countertops, and he told me, he was like, just do what you want. And I guess I'll probably move there next, but he was like, just do whatever you want. I don't care. Just redo my whole kitchen. So if he does a white countertop, I might do this color cabinet. Or if it's a countertop color that would play well with this color blue, I think it would make such a pretty cabinet color. Maybe this color on bottom, white on top, as far as the cabinets go, or just this color all the way around, trimmed in white trim, white crown molding, white counters. I don't know. Let me know what you think, but I love this color. I think this really contrasted well with the hush color gray on their walls and the white trim, the white on the fireplace. I do think this mantle would pop white off of this color, but I don't know that we're going to do that. My dad did walk by and he looked at it and he said, I think the mantle would look good white with that color. And I said, I do too. So anyway, I told my mom, she was like, well, we'll talk about it. Let us know what you think. Also, my dad doesn't see well, so he didn't really see the texture to this wallpaper. I can see it clearly, plain as day. Let me know if you all can tell that it's textured, especially when it's dry. I'll put a picture here. He did trim this out. He put a white piece of trim on each side of this. He was like, I still don't understand why you put wallpaper up. Why didn't you just paint the wall? And I said, because it's got a texture to it. Can you see the texture? And he's like, I can't see it. And I was like, okay, well, it's there. And he's like, well, if you can't see it, then why did you use wallpaper? And I was like, because it has a texture. We just went around in circles, but he could feel the texture. And when he got right up on it, he still has his peripheral vision, so he could see a little bit of it. But I think it's so pretty. It's just different. If they don't like it, I can take it down. But so far, they're loving it. It's just different. And I'm all for different. I'm all about different. I love to see people come out of their comfort zone and to try new things. And sometimes you just have to do it or surprise them with it to get them to step out of their comfort zone. I would never do something like this if I couldn't fix it back the way it was to begin with. I could have taken this down and painted the walls hush gray and it would have been fine. I would never ever surprise anybody or do something like this when I couldn't fix it back if they didn't like it. But I'm loving it. Let me know what you think. Would you guys attempt to do something like this? Do you like the wood grain? Do you like the texture? Do you like the color? I just think it's so pretty. Like I said, that mantle would look super good white, but the rest of their furniture is this color too, so I don't know how that would look with the white mantle and everything else being wood color.
My head is spinning on my shoulders, so what's the use of trying? Let me tell you this, let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss still burning. Didn't know I missed this passion in life. Now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile. It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied.
A lot of you guys say that I can trim out so well. It's so satisfying to watch me paint. But let's be honest, on this day, I did not have it. And I don't know if it's because it was a dark color and I was painting up against that white trim or trying to trim out next to this gray. But everything I touched bumped the wrong side. It would bump the trim, bump the wall. I was wiping off paint. It was terrible. I went in with the Hush Gray to cover up some of the blue mistakes that I made, and then all I did was mix the paint because it was wet. So I was just like, I'm going to stop. I'm not even going to try to clean it up until it dries. But then my mom sent me those pictures you just seen over the weekend, and she said that Dad was putting a piece of trim on each side. He just thought it would look good with a white piece of trim to break those two colors up, and it did look really good. So I don't have to worry about cleaning that up. That makes me feel a little bit better. But I'm going to go ahead and read my devotional to you guys. It's been forever since I've shared a devotional with you, so I'm so excited to do that. I need it this morning. Today's is Perfect in Weakness, and it's 2 Corinthians 12:9, if you guys want to go back and read that for reference. Have you ever taken a personality test to identify your strengths and weaknesses? You probably know if you're an introvert or extrovert. Whether you're creative, administrative, good at speaking, or good at listening, you probably know all too well your weaknesses. You might overanalyze, self-doubt. You might be unorganized or lacking in empathy. These are areas in our life that we certainly don't feel proud of. Paul, on the other hand, says he would rather boast about his weaknesses. Paul knew that his weaknesses made him rely on the power of the Holy Spirit. You may be facing something that you're worried about because it's outside of your comfort zone. Will you consider that God can shine through you as you acknowledge your complete reliance on His Holy Spirit? It is not really the weakness in which you boast, but rather the power of Christ that is revealed through your weakness. What do you feel weak in today? At the end of every video, I try to put my devotional in there. I do talk to you guys about things that have happened or some of my adversities or things we've been through or how good God is, all those things. I only share that with you guys because I feel like it helps me to know somebody else is going through those. You're not the only person that gets in their car and their battery's dead, or you've got a flat tire, or your refrigerator quits working, or this and that. Those things happen to me too. Those things happen to everyone. It's not just you. And sometimes we feel slammed. We feel overwhelmed. And I always say that I love the song. My favorite song in the whole wide world is Thank You for the Storm. That is so true because we wouldn't know how good God truly is if we didn't have adversities in our life. We wouldn't know healing if it wasn't for sickness, and we wouldn't know warmth without the cold. We wouldn't know all those things. I try to just keep it real and relatable here. I want you guys to know that I'm human and I need prayers, and I want you guys to know you're not alone in your struggles, and I'll be praying for you as well. But I love you guys. I'm so glad to be able to talk to you guys. It's been forever. It seems like. Thank you, Lexi and Hunter, for sharing this sweet baby with all of my friends here. I know they are going to love her and be praying for you guys. But remember, I love you so much, and Jesus loves you so much, no matter what, unconditionally. You're never too far gone for Him to love you. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.
Keep my windows open. I hear the cries of the broken. I know made for more than this. I see all the fire and smoke, and their hearts are losing hope. Yeah, I know it's hard. I wanna be a shining light, live a life that shows through the darkness, a fire burning in the night, be a hope for a world so broken. Be a friend to the Lord.